Hi everyone, so for today's video I wanted to talk about all the books I've been meaning to read for a long time. This will be the final TBR I select for the last 4 months left in 2024, and I am like very behind on my reading challenge. I want to read 73 books and I'm like around 40 books in. So these are the books I selected which I want to read for the last 4 months, and I hope I read all of them and I hope I finish it. So this will be the final TBR of 2024, and let's get started. This will be in like no particular order. Some books I'm really excited to read and some are just like I hope to finish it to complete the series or TBR. I've got around like 30 or 35 books. I recently watched a podcast about like Mistborn reviews, loved watching that, and I really got nostalgic about reading Mistborn. Like I wish I could read it right now, but I don't have any time to reread the book right now. I will probably do that after like next year because I do miss it. So what I decided to do is that I watched some videos or like books similar to Mistborn, and this book Six of Crows is really similar to Mistborn. I think they both have heist and like similar characters, so I hope this will be fun. I hope to read the duology, the second book, Crooked Kingdom, in it too. So Six of Crows is like, I'll probably read this in November or something when I'm like really craving some fantasy. But before that, we have October, right? October is a month of horror, so I'm planning to watch a lot of horror movies and also like read some horror books which I have been wanting to read. For the month of October is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is regarded as the first ever science fiction horror book written, at least the first science fiction book written. Yeah, this will be a classic horror book which I'm really excited to see how this plays, because I have no idea how Frankenstein is about or what Frankenstein is about. So I also am planning to read some other horror books. I like some of them which like are on my TBR. I don't have the physical book, but I will read them in my Kindle, which are like I wanted to try reading The Shining because I love the movie, so I wish I would love the book too. And I'm also planning on reading a new book that came out which like interests me. It's called Bury Your Gaze, which is like very good title. I like the cover of it. It's by Chuck Tingle, I think, and yeah, I heard a lot very good things about that book. So that will be like 2 or 3 like horror books which I want to read. I also got some series which I want to finish before 2024, and one of them is I'm talking about is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So this is the 3 books, and why I want to finish this, because the movie which is called the War of Rohirrim or something, the animated movie is coming out and I'm really excited to watch it. So I do hope that I could like read these books before that movie comes out. So this will be the first time I read J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. I really enjoyed The Hobbit though. The Hobbit was really good. Next, so like a sci-fi horror but more like a thriller, is 1984 by George Orwell. I tried to read this at the start of the year and I was horrified because it was so freaking thrilling to read like at least like only the first chapter, but because of something I didn't continue. Why? But I hope I finish what I started. So 1984, very excited to read it because I do really enjoyed whatever I have read from this book. Next little series which I want to finish is the Percy Jackson series. I have 3 books left in this, book 3, 4 and 5. Book 4 being and The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and the last book being The Last Olympian. I know there's like more books in this series, but I think I'm gonna only like finish this one and then maybe start with all the like 20 or other books in this series. But I do enjoy this series. It's a fun time. I also want to get more into comic books. So Watchmen, I got this book recently. It's a comic book, really famous. I wanted to read this for a long time and I hope this will be good. I have no idea what's it about. I know it's like thriller and I don't know my comics. I'm very new to comics. Another series which I started recently, these books are really small, so I could finish them really soon I think. and that is Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy. So I read the first book, and I have 4 more books left in the series. And yeah, this is a really fun journey about like space, satire and humor, and it's just a fun time. For the first book was really great, and yeah, I hope I finish this in as soon as possible. Next up, I've got a thriller series which I will also read in October, I think, because that is, I think, the good month to read like thriller and horror. So I'm talking about the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This is the second book, so I have only read the first one. I have to read the prequel and also this book and the final book, the third book in this series, and I hope I get to do that in October. It's gonna be very busy though. There's a lot of books that I want to finish, but like I have like curated this TBR to prefer my taste, prefer my mood. There's a fantasy in here, sci-fi in here, there's a horror in there, so like I got a lot of like variety of books in here. This is another series, big series, a series of unfortunate events. This is so heavy, so yeah, the video is slowly coming along. I have only read the 2 books yet, so in the third one, but they're very short. If I dedicate myself, I can be done with it in like 1 or 2 weeks. So yeah, and also they will be really helpful to finish the challenge, because there's like 13 books which I could finish in like 15 days, and it will really boost my reading challenge. And the most excited books I want to read, Stormlight. It's Stormlight. So this is Oathbringer. This is the 3rd book in the whole Stormlight series, and this is where I am. I'm starting this really soon, and then I will not stop and continue with Dawn Shard, and then with Rhythm of War, and then the final book comes out. So that's the preparation for the final book. So these are the final TBR for the last 4 months left in 2024. I hope I get to finish all of them. They are really big though. Stormlight is really big. Like I think it's gonna take me at least 30 days if I read other books with it to finish Stormlight, and I do really want to hit the goal, because it's first time I have ever set the goal of reading like even more than 20 books, and this is the first year I really started reading a lot. Like the last year my goal was to read 10 books, and I read around 18, and before that I didn't even touch a lot of books. I used to read like 1 or 2 books a year. Year has been very good in terms of reading. I found one of my favorite hobbies this year. I love reading a lot, and I hope I continue with it and read some amazing books. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.